And just like that, we got to harvest the fennel. You know, I had 5, lost 1, lost 2 more, but these were holding on, and they started to get a little yellowing in the fronds, the top of it, and I was like, nope, time to pull it. Let's see what I got. I'm missing 1 ingredient, but I have a substitute. And we're fixing to make this fennel salad I've been telling y'all about for 4 months. And if you hear a noise, listen. That's the sound of what? Lippy's favorite drink. It's sitting over there. But I got to get our salad marinating because we will mix in some baby greens, some leafy greens, spinach. You know, it's a mixed medley later on for supper. So I got to get this going really quick. And I really didn't prep anything. Now, let me start off by saying I'm using mandarin oranges, out of a can, 20 ounces. And I reserved the cup of juice. Because this is not going to make a whole lot, I may not use all the mandarin and I may not use all the juice. But that's okay because I'll snack on that. So we're going to concoct this. I've got to tweak it. I don't have champagne vinegar, but I will be using rice wine vinegar. Very similar in flavors, but I really like champagne. But if you don't have champagne and you have a rice wine, use it because it's very mild and that's what you're wanting. You're also going to want to use some EVOO. Make sure it's the dressing kind. It's going to be really dark green. You want a good dressing olive oil. But if you have just regular, that works too. I mean, you know, we got to work around what we got. So let's get our fennel cut, get it in the bowl. This goes quick, but I like it to marinate about an hour before we put it on our leafy greens. And like I said, I'm doing a spinach. It's a 50-50 spinach medley is what it is. It's going to be phenomenal. I better get my glasses on because I don't want to cut any fingers. Now, I am going to trim this part off. You don't need that. It would make good stock. And I'm going to take the end off. Like I said, it's not going to yield as much, but it's going to be fine. I got a little bruising here. Now, you can use a mandolin for this, but I'm going to attempt it with just my knife, and I want to go in very, very small. Oh. Now, I could have purchased some fennel in the grocery store, but it's not the same as if you started it from seed and you ended up with this goodness. Now, I'll take these 2 off because they're very hard. The smell. Oh. It has a great, now, I don't want to scare y'all. Oh, it's sweet. It will give off an aroma of a licorice, but I promise you, that's not the flavor you're going to get. And I'm going to try to get as much as I can. I'm going to have to stop there, and let me show you why. Because of this core, you don't want to eat on that. I think I got one here. A little piece here. And a little piece here. The rest of it, I'm good with. All right, we're going to throw it in our bowl. And I'm going to work on, the next one. And just like that, we have coffee made. We have our fennel. Oh, y'all. Like I said, it's not going to make as much, but it's going to be fine. Now here, I didn't have shallots, but I do have a purple onion. This is really going to be to taste. It, to me, it balances out a little bit of bitter, but it's a good bitter that you get in fennel. And then here's my mandarin oranges. I don't know how many I want to use. You know what? That's how many I'm going to use. Oh, yes. Now, I'm going to lightly toss. Well, that might have been too many mandarins. That's okay. I'll pick them out and eat them which Mr. Buddy likes them too, but that is quite a bit. So you could have used maybe half of that. But I love the sweetness that it gives. Okay, now we're gonna add some black pepper. This is just crushed black pepper. And you really wanna put the black pepper to it. It's gonna need some salt. I can't tell you how much. I got a little bit of orange on me. But it's gonna need some salt. And I'm just using a salt and pepper blend that I have because I want it coarse grind. And I'll sample that in a little bit to see. Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna steal this little piece here. A little bit more salt, guys. That'll do it. Oh, that is heaven. All right, now we're gonna mix our dressing. And I'm talking with my mouth full. I'm gonna use a mason jar. Since I've had to cut this in half, I'm really only gonna use half of the amount of what I normally would. I will add about a half a cup of the mandarin orange juice to that. I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of the rice wine vinegar. Like I said, you can use champagne vinegar. And I'm gonna start off with 1/3 of a cup of good olive oil. Let's see. Oh yeah. I can smell the vinegar, but it's not too pungent, and that's what you want. I will add just a little bit more black pepper. And I'm gonna give it a good shake. All right. Oh man. And you really want to use all of your dressing. Kind of think about like a tomato cucumber salad. And it will not wilt your fennel. But that juice and that vinegar keep the fennel from turning colors. And like I said, we're gonna dip this out and put it over a bed of leafy greens. We got a sample, y'all. And in an hour being refrigerated. Now, I'm not going to end the video. I'm going to show you how I actually plate it up for supper. But I want to get a little bit of the onion. I want to get a little bit of the fennel. A little bit of the mandarin orange. Oh. Guys, if you've never had fennel, it is absolutely delicious. Here we go. Oh, yeah. You know what? Needs a little bit more salt. Actually, some more black pepper. And that's all it needs. I'm going to bring y'all down, let you see this. I'm in heaven. Yes, I am. And just like that. Okay, into the icebox. Hour up to 3. I'm gonna get my pork loin ready. Supper's gonna be decadent. Light, decadent, crazy good. Can I come up with any other words? Maybe one more bite. I decided to go ahead and share the main course with you guys. I just went and got me a sprig of fresh rosemary. Main menu is the pork loin. And all I did was season it with some garlic, a little bit of parsley. I'm using my Clucking Good salt and pepper. We're going to be using potatoes. I would prefer the small red potatoes. Don't have any, had russet, so I did peel them and leave them almost an inch thick, about 3/4 of an inch. I don't like the peelings on a russet, but I've had these soaking in water and I drained them and patted them dry. You really want your potatoes dry if you're gonna have to peel them. But if you have little small red new potatoes, it's gonna work phenomenal. But we're gonna make this work with russets. Sip of coffee, I gotta move you to the stove. Simple meal, the oven's gonna do the work for us. We just gotta get some flavors going. So, let me move y'all. Move my stuff. Oh, preheat your oven to 425. It's gonna be good, I promise. And you see, so far, there's been what, 5 minutes of prep for the salad? I mean, and this is like an hour of cooking. You can't beat it. I like to use a pot that's also oven safe. I'm gonna put my heat on medium to high and get this warming. Friends, I don't know what part, I won't know what part y'all missed till I edit, but I'm gonna recap what I done. I just took a pork loin that you see sitting right here, and I put about 2 tablespoons of butter, a little bit of olive oil, brought it up to temp, medium-high heat, and all I did was brown it. That's my oven saying 425 is ready. But I noticed that my camera cut off, so that's all that I've done. I think this is the first time this has happened to me. So we're just gonna set the brown, it's not cooked now, okay? We're just gonna set it over to the side. Okay, now we're gonna add these russet potatoes. They're gonna kind of pop. Not bad. That wasn't too bad, so that means I did get them drained very well. And I'm not worried about the frying on the bottom. That's nothing but flavor. Now I am going to go in with some clucking good because I'm staying with the flavors of the pork loin. Some black pepper. Salt. Remember, this is to taste. And potatoes love salt. Just going to kind of move them around a little bit because we're going to get all that goodness off the bottom. And yes, I could have got my tongs out, but I don't have time to reach behind me. And really, all I'm doing is rolling these potatoes around to get some flavor. I'm not cooking. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to move them over. Get them moved over. We're going to pick up this pork loin. We're going to nestle it right here on the side. Perfect. It's like a one-pot dish, guys. 1 cup of chicken broth. I am turning my stove top off. That's beautiful. I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of water and into a preheated 425 degree oven, 45 minutes to an hour. You want the internal temp to be 145 in the center of your pork loin. And of course, we're going to have to let it rest. And the reason why I've got all this juice, because we're going to make a gravy for this. Now, I almost forgot. I want to nestle. Tell you what, I want to nestle that over here. Oh, yeah. That little sprig of rosemary. In the oven it goes. 50 minutes, and we reached an internal temperature of 160. I like to go 145. It got away from me, but I wanted to make sure my potatoes were tender, but they still held together. Now let's make some gravy. It's gravy time, y'all. I've got my stove eye set on about a 6. Ooh, the pan's still hot. This is the drippings. Look how beautiful. And I have gone through here and kind of scraped off the side. I've got a cup of water. I put 2 teaspoons of cornstarch and about a teaspoon of chicken base. And I've just started. I may not use all of this. We have some ground stone ground mustard, and I've got some butter. You know, mustard and pork go well together. So we're going to get this kind of heating, and that will determine how much gravy I need. About a tablespoon of stone ground mustard going in. The flavor, y'all, is incredible. Oh, yeah. Now, I will not be salt or peppering this, I don't think. I will taste it to make sure. But I think there's plenty of flavor in these drippings. Now, and like I said, I may not use all of this. Oh yeah, I'll be able to use more. I'm looking for a caramel color. Then as this heats up, you can scrape the sides of your pot even more. Okay, I've used 3/4 of a cup. We're gonna see what that looks like before we add any more. Butter's gonna be the last thing we do because that's just gonna give it a good sheen and a richness. It'll bring it all together. Okay, it's starting to get a little thick on me, thicker than what I want. I want more of a glaze. Okay, we've almost used that whole cup. I dumped the cornstarch and just got a little bit of water because I'm looking for a consistency. Oh, it smells amazing. A little bit more. I started off with not quite a half a cup of water. And I think I'm going to be just fine right there. Let's put a couple of pats of butter. Now this is salted butter. Oh yeah. Now we're going to melt the butter, turn the heat off, and introduce this goodness to our pork loin and potatoes. And here goes. We want to cover it all, guys. Oh, my platter was almost too small. Just a little bit of dried parsley, give it color and flavor. Now I'm going to let this rest. I'm going to tint it with a piece of aluminum foil, not tight, and let it rest about 10-15 minutes. Get our salad out. I've got to wash the greens, and we're close to plating up. And you noticed I did not cut my pork loin. I did that for a reason. Now, if you knew all of this was going to be eaten with your family, then I would have sliced it after it rested 10-15 minutes, then put the gravy on it. But since we're only going to eat about half, I wanted to leave it as whole as possible because then I can slice it for sandwiches tomorrow. Leftover open face pork loin sandwich with that Anjou gravy. That is over the top. So let me get everything cleaned up, get ready to mix our salad. Here's my mixed greens. It's a 50-50 mix that I did rinse and spin out pretty good. Look at this. Oh, I give it a stir, and if I feel like I need more, I can get a ladle. Yeah, I'm piling it on, guys. I absolutely love this. I'll go ahead and get a little bit more of this dressing. Because really, this is up to how you like your salad. Perfect. I will add a little bit more black pepper. I'm telling you, that black pepper and fennel is a match made in heaven. Look at this, guys. Oh, yes. Well, Buddy just called. He's going to be working a little late. So, that's why you saw me fixing my plate. I'm going in with the potato. I'm going to save the champagne, decadent, crazy delicious salad after I taste the potatoes. It's a lot of heavy, savory, but in a good way, potatoes and pork loin. Then you have that cool, crisp, citrusy salad. And they just pair very well. Potatoes are spot on. You want them about an inch thick, guys. Oh my. We're going in for the pork loin. It melts. What can I say? That is phenomenal. Holy cow. I should have had some crusty bread to sop the gravy. But, like I said, that gravy is going to work well on that open face poor boy that we're going to have tomorrow. Guys, I had to get a bite of everything. Yeah. There's no delicate way, okay? There's just no delicate way. I got to go in. Everyone hush. This is a moment of silence. If you don't make this, you're missing out. You hear the crunch? And it's actually been about 2.5, 3 hours. It's like no other. Now, let me say this. There I am talking with my mouth full. This summer, you can substitute these oranges for strawberries. You sure can. And there again, it blends another fresh salad. But you can substitute with strawberries. I normally substitute it with apples, kiwis, you know, things like that since I'm allergic to strawberries. So yes. Did I say I could just eat the salad? You gotta make it. Like I said, the only thing that you missed, and for whatever reason, my camera turned off. And I actually think that when I moved y'all, my button hit the off. Or it had to have. And I thought it was recording. Who knows? All I did was brown that pork loin in 2 tablespoons of butter and coated the bottom with olive oil. And you saw that I just got a good browning all the way around and took it off. That's all you missed. So, this is just heaven. I have no words. It is just heaven. I have no words, guys. I'm at a loss of words. But, as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. Look in the description. Look at the website. I've added a whole lot of new things because of you guys. Not just the Get Your Grind On, but you've been requesting for refill bags, and I did that. So, enjoy the rest of your evening. See you on the next one. I gotta go.